business owners, welcome to AutoAppy. So today we're going to cover a very interesting automation which is based on Google Sheet and Gmail. So as we all are aware of what these applications are, let's understand the motive of this automation. So basically here you're going to be able to send your agenda details via mail from the Google Sheet to the person you want to. For example, in order to understand this workflow, let's consider a real-time example that is of if consider that you have a campus placement drive at your organization or at your office, and that you wish that you want to send that particular agenda details to your project manager, and suppose that you have more than one project managers available to handle the separate set of interviews. So you want that a separate mail is sent to the project managers at the same time, but by following a much more efficient way. So if you had to do this manually, how you would actually have to do it? It would be very difficult, right? Because you would actually have to go and call each and every project manager and inform them that there is an interview and that they have to reach on that particular time. Even though there are many tools like WhatsApp, but that does not sound very professional, right? But you could actually mail them and tell them the same. But since you would waste your time by emailing each and every project manager separately, it would be much more easier if you could do that task much more efficiently by just sending it at once to all the project managers with by having a single template of your agenda being sent to them at once. So you must be thinking how this can be achieved. So this is where our tool AutoAppy comes into picture, where you can actually do this task with much more ease with a single automation. So now let's try to understand how this automation works. But before going to the automation, understand a bit more about AutoAppy. So for that, we have to go to the landing page of AutoAppy. So let's go to home. So this is the landing page of AutoAppy, where we have different nav options like home, apps, learn, automations, pricing, and workflows. So as we scroll down, you can see that we have a section that is connect your apps, where we have different applications available here, such as Google Sheets, Google Forms, Google Drive, Google Calendar, and whatnot. And that too also under different domains like AI, sales, and CRM, and much more. So as we scroll down, we can see that there is a section of set up your automations. So basically this is the section where you can actually explore how you can streamline your workflows and save time with our automation features, right? But so these, you can see that there are sections here in the automations where we have created different templates so that you can understand how particular workflows are useful for your businesses. So if you are a new user, you can always go to view details and understand the step-by-step procedure of creating a particular workflow or automation, and you can always try it and see how it suits your businesses. So as we scroll down, you can see that we have our pricing plans. So the starter plan, the essential plan, and the professional plan. So in the starter plan, you can see that at absolutely rupees 0 per month, we are offering you 3,000 tasks every month, unlimited workflows, unlimited team members, and whatnot. So what are you waiting for? Just simply sign up for free and make use of this opportunity as much as possible. So now let's head on towards our today's workflow. But before going to our today's workflow, make sure that you have already signed in through AutoAppy and that you have connected your Google Credential account to the same so that you can perform your automations much more seamlessly. So now let's go to our today's workflow. So for that, we'll just tap on workflows. So on tapping this, it will land us to this particular dashboard. So since I already have an account, this is the page it is landing to. And if you have one, you will be also be landed to the same. So make sure that you sign in. So now let's start by creating a today's workflow. For that, we have to tap add workflow. So let's give it a name, auto send agenda details via Google Sheet through mails. This is the automation which we are going to cover for today. So just hit save. So post this, you can see that we have already been saved the workflow successfully. Suppose this, you will get a trigger application interface here which will prompt us to select a trigger node. So but with this you will have a question in mind saying that what is a trigger node exactly. So a trigger node is just like a starting point to every automation you're going to create. It basically acts as a backbone to your entire automation on which it is going to depend on. So basically you can consider it as a if condition which if not satisfied will not head on to the next condition. So in our case, we have to have a first trigger application or the first trigger node, that is the Google Notes, Google Sheets. So let's go to Google Sheets here and then select new row added or updated under trigger section. So then this is the task type which we have selected. So now we'll just say add first tab. So now it has successfully added the Google Sheets to AutoAppy's canvas. So now we have to see how to set this node up. So let's go to the hamburger menu and this will open up the setup window for the same. So here you can see that we have your webhook URL available. So here what we have to do is we have to just simply copy it and keep so that we will make use of it in the next part of the video. But before this, let's go to the setup instructions here where we have different instructions given in order to set this node up. But it is saying that the first step is to log into your Google account and open a new or existing Google Sheet. But since I already have one, I'm going to skip this. And let's start from the second point, that is by going to extensions. Now that it is telling us to go to extensions, we need to go to our Google Sheet which I have just created. And I'll go to the extensions first and then go to add-ons and say get add-ons. And search for AutoAppy Webhook. So here you can see the very first option of AutoAppy Webhook by Ritik Veer. So just install this. This will open up the Google interface which will tell us to sign in to AutoAppy via the webhook. So just say select your account which is connected to AutoAppy and say continue. Let it load and then it tells us to complete the second step of this installation. So for that we will just go for next and it tells us to go for the guide. So here there is a link of complete additional setup now where you can actually have a proper understanding of how the webhook is configured with Excel sheets. So it is telling us to do that. So just simply scroll through this website and finish the second step. Go back to your Google Sheet and just say done and then close this and refresh this page once and then go back to your extensions and you should have your AutoAppy webhook ready. So now we will see how to set this workflow. So to set this workflow, just go to AutoAppy webhook and say setup workflow. Just cross this and we'll add a fresh trigger. Yes, but before setting this up, make sure that you have a Google Sheet ready with you, like I have here, where I have named it as email agendas and have the following rows titling meeting title, meeting link location, date, agenda summary, and attendee emails. So this is what I want to have in my Google Sheet, and from there I wish to send emails to my project managers. So here I will just have another column which I will be requiring next. But for that, we will have to set up the workflow. So let's see how to do that first. So here, You can see that in the column section, we will have to type column number F, where we will just store the organizer's name. And then in the webhook URL, we will have to go back to AutoAppy. If we have missed any part of the URL, just simply copy it again. And in here, I will just paste it back. And in the event type, I will go for text enter as my event type. That will just trigger when we enter the text inside the organizer's name column. So here just say save in order to set this trigger up. You can see that the organizer's name has been successfully fetched in the column number F. So that means the webhook has been successfully set for that column. So now we will have to perform a final step of setup triggers. So this is done. So now let's close this window and go back to AutoAppy and say start capturing sample data. So just tap that, and while the data is being captured, we will go back to our Google Sheet we just created and fill in the data in over here. So I'll just put induction program. In the location, I'll say Hinjewadi, Jera Imperial, office number 22, 522. And then I go and fill the date. Suppose I want the induction program to be conducted at 1st of December. Then in the summary, I will enter that this meeting is for new joinees and is mandatory for all. We'll stop. And then we'll go to the next and enter attendee emails. So I'm currently entering the emails which I have. You can use any other emails if you want to. Just enter it by giving a separate comma so that it takes multiple values. And now we go to our final action tab where we will say AutoAppy hire team. Click in here, wait for few seconds, and then say check status. So here you can see that we have successfully captured the data from the Google Sheet. So as you can see, the induction program, the location of the meeting agenda, and the 1st December date and agenda summary and the emails to whom I wish to send the emails to, and basically who is going to attend the meeting, and the organizer's name. So everything is captured successfully. So this is how this node has been set to live. So now that this is over, we will just close this. And now we will go and perform our final action of connecting our next action node and the final action node of Gmail. So for this, I have to just go to simply plus icon here. That will open up this kind of an interface and it will tell us to add our next node or the next action. So here the next action and the final action is Gmail. So I'll just simply select it from here, and in the actions tab just go for send email and say add node and say yes add node again. So it is giving us two options of existing connection and create new connection. But since we are a new user, we will go for create new connection and let it be as Gmail has 6 for now. And then it will tell us to sign in to the account which is connected to AutoAppy. So since Google hasn't verified this app yet, we will have to go to the advanced option and then go for AutoAppy unsafe. And it will ask us to give it some access and just say continue. So the connection has been successfully created. So now it is asking us to enter to email part. So here I want to send the email to my project manager. So for that I'll just give an email address. You can enter yours, which is going to be constant. So I want that the agenda should be sent to my particular project manager. So that could be same. And since I already have only one project manager, I'm going to enter one. But if you have more than one project managers, you can actually take that data dynamically from a Google Sheet itself by creating one more column. But since we have not done that, let's continue with our current automation. So let's enter the email address. And the from email also, I want to keep it constant. So I want it always to go from one of my email ID from which I wish to send the agendas. So for instance, this is that. So just consider this. You can enter your own email IDs as I have told you. So here in the subject part, we will have to give it a name saying induction program. I'll say attention induction program. That sounds much more alertive. Okay. So now we will have to go and enter an HTML content. So for this, there is a separate process again. So I'll just use the HTML template which I have created already. So this is the HTML template which I'm going to use. So here you can see that there is the HTML template with JSON mappings already done. So to show you how this happens one by one, let's proceed further with the process. So here, let's map this JSON value. So it is telling us to map the meeting title. So we'll just backspace this, go back to AutoAppy, and in here you can see that there is a data mapper with the plus icon. So here we need to go to Google Sheets, that is a previous application or the node. From the category, just select that, and in here you will have to go and select the meeting title. So here it is. So just say confirm and say copy, and then you will have to go to the place where we just backspaced and go and paste it like this. So now we will go and map similarly the remaining data. I'll just show you how it is done. So here in the 1st December, we need to perform the same task. So just remove that, go back to your AutoAppy and search for your date which you have given. First December, copy it and paste it here. So similarly, we will have to map all the other details. So now that I have already mapped all the other fields similarly, let's go through them one by one. I have done that in the similar manner. So you can see that in the date I have entered the 1st December as a response, and this is also from the Google Sheets. So basically all these JSON equivalents are from the Google Sheet node from where we got the details. So now that we already have a template ready, we will just simply copy this entire template and remove the content from here, whichever you had entered in order to map your data, and then enter your fresh HTML template with the mapped credentials and paste it here. And the remaining details are fine, not a problem. So just say submit. So data has been saved successfully. Then go and do test this node. So the task has been executed successfully. So now do hide sample data and show sample data. So here you can see that the email has been sent successfully to this particular thread ID. So now let's go and see if the email has been sent properly or not. So let's go to our inbox and refresh it. So here you can see that we already have received an email from the email ID which I had sent it from, with the attendees email ID and in this kind of a beautiful template. So hope you understood how this automation has been created, and we also hope that you enjoyed the walkthrough through AutoAppy and that you found it very interesting and inspiring. Make sure that you like, share and subscribe this video. And if you have any query or if you have any other ideas in your mind and you want us to cover in the next upcoming video lecture, make sure that you comment it down in the YouTube comment sections and our team will be getting back to you and we will be very happy to assist you. So that's it for today, guys. So until next time, until the next video lecture, happy automating. Thank you.